We've rolled a 2, so we begin on the second question that was emailed with Mr. Palmieri, and the question is, enrollment has been consistently going down at the high school. What would you do to keep our students at the high school rather than they're going to out-of-district schools? What are your ideas and suggestions to keep these students from leaving to attend other schools?
Thank you, Ms. Martinez. Enrollment has gone down substantially throughout the district. For the last 6 years, as a Board of Education member, I've advocated for the construction of the new West Haven High School. I believe we're one of the few schools in the area, both public and non-public, that have not had a major renovation. The current school is designed for almost 2,500 students. Many parents I speak to have concerns about the size of the building and the safety issues that go along with it. For example, the building has about 85 doors and is almost impossible to secure. When we first began talking about the concept, traffic was also a concern. We worked extremely close with the police and fire department to discuss these concerns. Science labs are outdated. The media center, with the exception for the computers, has changed since the building opened in 1963. I believe that many families opt for magnet schools or private schools because of the perception that the smaller schools' students are easier to monitor. When the new high school is built with 75% reimbursement from the state of Connecticut, keep in mind that it's not only for the building, but also includes all the equipment that we need to teach our students, such as computers, lab equipment, tools, and machines for the tech ed classes. All students will benefit. Fine arts students will have a new auditorium with all that needed for their productions. The gymnasium will have everything that our coaches need to prepare our athletes to compete. Most importantly, all teachers will have all the tools they need to prepare students to become college and career ready. The new school, along with the work that our district has done in this area of curriculum, as well as it brings all the students together beginning in grade 5, will certainly make the high school a more viable option for all families in our city. And last but not least, I said this 6 years ago at the council. If we don't build this school now, my question is when?
Thank you, Mr. Palmieri. Your time has expired. Ms. Russo, same question.
Again, I don't really think there's a magic answer on how we're going to attract more people to West Haven High. The new building is nice. The new building sounds wonderful. But right now, we live next door to a city that offers a variety of programs for high school students. I feel like at times the perception of West Haven High is off, that it's noted as a failing school, which on paper it is. But it doesn't take into account the numerous students who work and take pride in rebuilding an engine, building with their hands, learning how to wire a house, or the many other opportunities that the shops provide. I feel like we have to market ourselves, and we have to let students know that we're there for all students, not just a select few. When my kids first were talking about high school, everyone was all for West Haven High as long as you were in the AP courses, and as long as you were in band or involved with something. My concern is, what about those kids who are performing okay, like an AB student, not a total A student, or a C student? What do we offer those students? Are they in with peers where they can learn? Are peers who are having trouble, who have not achieved yet? And unfortunately, there are children in the high school level who have not reached grade level. Are they in the same classes as kids who can read a little bit higher? What happens? It's hard. It's hard for a teacher to have to teach such a wide variety of skills. You know, I don't know the answer. I just know that we have wonderful children in our district, wonderful children in our schools, and I believe we have dedicated teachers. I think it's time that we marketed our high school better and started our kids off early, as I stated previously.
Thank you, Ms. Russo.
Thank you. In the town I grew up, I actually grew up in Maine, and where we grew up, we had our high school and we had a technical school. With our technical school, we brought people from 5 towns around us. We brought competition. Now, outside of the tech shops, what if we took Malloy School, which I actually heard might be sold, that came down the pipeline the other day, but if we took Malloy School and we sent their specs into the state and we got a grant, and we built a technical high school, or a technical school that would combine with our high school for our students, that would bring competitiveness to our town. If you look now, our kids are going to Platt Tech, Eli Whitney, and other towns surrounding. If we brought a school here, I know we got a technology grant, or in the process of a technology grant. I do not know what that money is going to be used for, but if we could use that towards Malloy School and turn it into a technical school, we could have computer repair, draft design. We could use it, if the community garden got accepted and approved, we could have culinary arts, they could use the community garden for that. So in my opinion, our town has to be competitive. That's the only way we're going to keep our children here. That's the only way we're going to raise the bar and have success for our children. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Chung. Ms. Richardson?
I believe that all public schools are facing the challenges of keeping students within their own community. There are magnet schools and regional high schools out there that specialize in sciences, arts, theater, engineering, graphic arts design. That makes for very serious competition. One of my biggest goals is to stop the negativity of our high school. I'm a Westie. I'm a Westie at heart. I'll always be a Westie. But all our parents see and hear is negativity about our school. I've walked those hallways. I don't see that when I'm there. Yes, a new school would be nice, but it's the people in the school. And our kids are great kids. And all our parents hear about is this negative, that negative. And we need to work collectively together to promote the positive opportunities that our children have in our own community. We must promote the positives in our school, and we must demonstrate that to our parents so that we can ensure that their child will receive the quality education that those parents are looking for. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Richardson. Mr. Quagliani?
Sure, some of the reasons we could do little to change. Sometimes parents or students base their high school decision on a particular area of study or vocation or faith-based education, but there are several reasons we can change. And one being we need to improve our performance. As Ms. Russo said, West Haven test results are consistently at the bottom of the statewide rankings, but I believe with the new Common Core standards and the more rigorous curriculum, our test scores will improve. Students also need to be challenged. All students learn at a different pace and respond to learning in different ways with various methods of instruction. We need to make sure that our children are in the appropriate classes that will foster engagement and challenge them. All students deserve to be given the opportunity to reach their potential. I believe additional strategies are needed to ensure all students are afforded this opportunity. And we need a new high school facility. The high school needs to employ the latest learning tools and technologies to ensure students are learning with the most contemporary techniques on equipment and applications that they will actually use in college and in the workforce. Our current facility is woefully out of date with old technology, outdated equipment, and millions of dollars in deferred maintenance. Students are opting to go to new contemporary technology-driven high schools. New Haven, as well as many private high schools in the area, have invested millions of dollars to update their facilities. The high school is in jeopardy of losing its accreditation if the condition of the facility is not addressed. We're losing many students to magnet and private education as these institutions are invested heavily in their educational programs. A new high school facility coupled with new teaching and learning methods will increase our competitiveness, thereby growing student enrollment and attracting potential home buyers to our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Quagliani. Mr. Morsi?
Thank you. I think, the new high school is a great idea, and I think it'll be a wonderful idea for our students. But I think what we need to do is gain the trust of the parents who want to send their kids to the high school. You know, a lot of parents send their children for grades 1 through grades 8, and then they get to the 8th grade, and they go off whatever to the magnet schools in New Haven, or they go to private schools throughout the towns. I think West Haven does get a bad rap. We have a lot of great students who attended this school, went on to college, and have some great careers. But as some of the speakers have said this evening, you know, our test scores are low. That's a thing that we need to work on. The SAT scores, I think we can do a better job with that also. It's very critical with the SAT scores of getting to college. I think also we should talk to former students who've gone through the high school, sophomores, juniors, and seniors who are in college now. Invite them back and ask them, you know, what flaws did West Haven High School have while they were going on to their college education. I think it's important to talk to those students to get a better idea of what West Haven High School was not offering throughout their high school careers. Also, I think we should have more advanced placement classes. I think that's, you know, give our students the opportunity to compete at the college level, to go to many fine colleges throughout this country. So just one quick story. Mr. Consorti was a teacher of my 2 children in the American government class, and he made them write, rewrite, whatever, and it's helped them out tremendously throughout their college careers as we speak today.
Thank you, Mr. Morsi. We've